Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. Welcome back. You guys started that meme in the comment section where you said see you again same time tomorrow. And something is happening because it's every day. There's some ridiculous drama going on with GTA 6, and today's the craziest one yet. Is the most ridiculous one, the craziest one yet. And and I predicted this. I said that the biggest leak the hacker is going to post is going to be the day before, the Netflix premiere, and I was right on that. So I did predict this, and that's, hacker doing that on purpose because it's, one day before the premiere. Now, I have to warn you guys that there is a massive spoiler in the leaked footage. I can't show the leaked footage, I can't link to it again because I'll get struck, but I will break it down and talk about it at the end of the video. So, don't worry, is I'm gonna, warn you guys when we talking about the spoilers. So if you don't want to see the, hear about the Lucia prologue, what was in there, is I'll warn you guys. I'll have that at the very end of the video. So, when you're worried about spoilers, it's at the very end of the video. It's not here now. I'll also have it down in the timestamps below, specifically when I'm going to be discussing the spoiler. So I've seen the clip. The reason that I'm fine with being spoiled is because I'm going to have the game ruined for me either way. I am. There are going to be people that are going to ruin the game, leaving comments for me, saying to me, who dies, who betrays you, stuff like that, what happens in the storyline, stuff like that. So I had that happen with Red Dead Redemption 2, so I know I'm going to have it happen with GTA 6. So if I'm going to be spoiled, I'd rather, this way where I'm looking it up, what happened, what this hacker posted, than, having some idiot come into my streams and, ruin, the story for me. So I'm just, I've accepted the fact that I'm going to have the game spoiled for me, so that's fine. So if there's any spoilers and stuff like that that the hacker posts, I'll watch them, and I'll break it down, but I will warn you guys when I'm going to be talking about it. So, even though I'm going to have the game spoiled for me, I'm going to do my best to shield you guys from it. So I'm not going to have spoilery titles, I'm not going to have spoilery thumbnails, so do not worry about that. So I just wanted to give everyone the heads up on that. But basically a bunch of things have happened today. Is the hacker posted 2 videos. He posted a 4-minute video of Lucia's prologue. He posted a video that's a minute and a half of Jason driving around after stealing a car at night. And on top of that is we have Rockstar Games actually finally they have finally addressed the hacking. So since the hacking started, basically 8 days ago, a little bit over a week ago, is Rockstar's finally made a statement on the hacking. They finally have actually addressed it. So we'll break that down. We also have 2 fake stories. So again, when I'm doing this series, guys, my main objective when I'm covering this news is I'm trying to stop clickbait. I'm trying to stop clickbait, and I'm trying to stop misinformation. And we got 2 viral stories going around that are fake. We have 2 viral stories that are not real. I will talk about that. That the hacker had been arrested in Germany. That's not real. And the other one is the most stupidest one yet, and it's actually being promoted by a gaming website, a gaming news website that Putin and the Russian government are looking for the hacker, which is the stupidest story that I've actually ever heard about. But we'll break that down. Break down this and the clips. Let's start off with Rockstar's statement and, what happened here exactly. So Rockstar Games posted this. Let's read this. Dear all, we know that many of you have been waiting to hear from us regarding the events of the past week. It will be an understatement to say that having videos of Grand Theft Auto 6 gameplay leak in this way has been heartbreaking for our team. And this is obviously not how we intended for you to see the game after all this time. We are very sorry that everything has taken as long as it has, from getting the game finished, nearly there, to sharing more details and official gameplay and providing the community with everything you want to know. We are very excited for everyone to see the extended look tomorrow. It has taken longer than we wanted to get it ready, but as with everything we do, we know we need to exceed your expectations, and we are determined to deliver at the level you expect and deserve. While it is unfortunate that the intended game experience may now be impacted by some spoilers, we hope that everyone will wait a bit longer to experience the game for themselves on November 19th. We want to thank everyone in the community who has reached out with the messages of support this past week. Your words have meant more to this team than you can imagine. Ultimately, we are making this game for you, and without you, we would not have the privilege of making games. We look forward to sharing more with you soon. Sincerely, Rockstar Games. So, for the clickbaiters that were basically saying that the game is going to get delayed because of the hacks, that is misinformation. It is false. The game is not getting delayed. Rockstar here has confirmed the game is coming out November 19th. So there's no delay, not until Rockstar says so. So clickbait and misinformation for the people spreading that around. Now, What I'll say, this does not seem to me like it came directly from corporate. It seems more like it might have come from the individual developers. And my perspective on this has always been the same from the start. And the thing is I have gotten hate on my channel from both sides. I have gotten hate on my channel from people who support the hacker, and I've gotten hate from people on my channel who support Rockstar entirely and all of this stuff. No, my perspective has always been that I don't advocate for hacking, I don't support hacking, and I feel bad for the individual developers, like the developers who work hard on the game and have worked hard to put this game out, but I do not feel bad for corporate. That has always been my position here. So that's just my view on it. So that's just the way that I see it personally. But I've gotten hate from both sides. I've gotten hate from people who saying I'm defending the hacker, and I've gotten hate for people saying that I'm sucking up to Rockstar when it's neither one. I'm just reporting the story as it is, and I'm telling you guys what I think about it as we go through it also. So again, I feel bad for the developers, but not so much for the people in corporate in Rockstar and Take-Two. But I guess we'll see whether this hacker gets caught or not. Now, the reason that I think that that Rockstar took so long to put this message out is because they didn't want to admit as much of a problem as it actually is. So I think they were hoping that the guy might post like 1 or 2 leaks. They didn't know how much the guy had, but when the guy started posting like 2 clips every single day, they wanted to make this statement to basically reassure the fans. Now then, let's talk about the misinformation that's spreading around with GTA 6 right now. We got 2 fake stories that are being spread around, by clickbait and misinformation online, and then we'll get to the clips, and I'll warn people when the spoiler is coming up, and I'll talk about what's going on in that exactly. So this I had this translated from German, and this post is basically going viral. Now, about this post happened 19 hours ago, and I think it was deleted. It says here. So I don't use Reddit myself, but I've seen a lot of posts on Reddit. Now, I'm not saying that this story did not happen, but what is false is that people are saying that this is Cyberleeks. So there was people that were saying that this is Cyberleeks, and I even had some of my friends even tell me this morning, "Oh, professional, did you hear Cyberleeks got arrested? He's a German." Stuff like that. And I was like, what? It's like, no, there's no proof of this. And I was like looking it up, there's no proof of this. So people are basically speculating based on this post that this is Cyberleeks. So it says, my friend was arrested a few hours ago. Hello guys, I'm writing this from a throwaway account because I absolutely don't know what to do. I can't sleep, I'm shaking all over, and just trying to understand what has happened here. This evening around 23, that is 23, that's in European time, that's 11 o'clock, I'm pretty sure it's 11 p.m. in American time. The police suddenly showed up at our door with a search warrant and took my friend with them straight away. The officers turned the entire apartment upside down, laptops, PCs, external hard drives, cell phones, even old USB sticks, and our router were packed up. When I asked, I was briefly told it was about investigations into serious cybercrime and commercial copyright infringement. My friend officially works as a red team expert, penetration tester in a cybersecurity company. So it's actually it protects companies from hacker attacks. I knew he was damn good at his job and often sat at his computer for half nights, but I believe him that everything was within the legal framework. Now I'm slowly putting together a really terrible piece of the puzzle. In the last few weeks, he has been like a different person. He was constantly on forums, Telegram groups, and Discord servers. Whenever I entered the room, he frantically locked the screen or minimized windows. He was extremely nervous, barely slept, and was completely irritable when asked about it. I'm now sitting in a half-cleaned apartment, and I just don't know what to do next. How does it work now? When will I, as a friend, even find out where he is? Police custody, pretrial detention, lawyer. Can or should I hire a criminal defense lawyer for him from outside, or does it necessarily have to go through him? Own protection. Do I have to worry about being dragged in myself just because we live together? Do I need my own lawyer? As long as he had nothing to do with what he was doing illegally, no. You don't have to worry about it. But what I will say is that this very much could be fake. This very much could be a very fake post. Somebody just, spreading around misinformation. It could be real, and it could be that this guy was arrested for something else, some other, hacking cybersecurity, issue. So there is no proof that this guy is Cyberleeks, because today, this is, 19 hours ago, today in the morning, Cyberleeks posted 2 videos today in the morning. So it's not him. It's not Cyberleek. So when people saying, "Oh, Cyberleek got arrested, he's a German," no, this is false and misinformation. Yeah, and people speculating that it was Cyberleeks already. Now, there's also another post here. An interesting post appeared in the German subreddit Legal Advice Germany. And again, just posting the post, she deleted her account. One person says here, hey, ChatGPT, write a Reddit post from the perspective of the girlfriend of a suspected cybercriminal, including an emotional introduction and legal questions. Beep poop, calculating sounds. Here you go. You like it? Yes, now translate it to German. And one guy says the legal advice subreddit is usually more on the serious side, which people use to seek help for their real legal problems. As a German, I've seen this subreddit pop up a lot on my Reddit front page. Yes, it is the internet. Could still be a shit post, but she claims she has to look up what Cyberleek even was. But she doesn't know if it's connected to her boyfriend. She doesn't hope so. Yesterday, he posted 3 leaks. No leaks in the night or today so far. The cops got him yesterday evening at 11, and no new leaks since then. But it could all be just a coincidence. But you see this morning is that, Cyberleeks posted stuff. This was 14 hours ago. I've read the original post. It doesn't say any details. It could be anything. There's more going on online than Cyberleek. So it could be something else. Until other information, this is just a troll. The rumor that Cyberleek could be from Germany is very widespread. Yeah, so people think it's a troll too here. So again, I don't have proof that this is fake, but I do have proof that this is not Cyberleek. That is it. And because Cyberleek posted this morning. So this cannot be Cyberleek. This is not Cyberleek. So it's either one of two things. Either this post is fake and it's a troll, or 2, it is it's somebody that actually got arrested, but the person that got arrested is for something completely different, not related to Cyberleeks. Now, the second misinformation story that we have coming up is this crap. And guys, this is not fake. This is a real, story, and this is from, Gameology, the best of gaming, who has, almost 9 million followers. So somebody who has almost 9 million followers is posting a story like this. Like, come on, dude. And it says, rumor. Rockstar Games have reportedly reached out to Vladimir Putin for assistance in locating Cyberleek following the latest GTA 6 leaks. Oh my god, this is the stupidest crap ever. And I can tell you right now for a fact, 100%, I'm 100% positive this is fake. This is not real. This is just all BS. This is all just BS speculation. This is the stupidest GTA 6, hacker theory that I have heard so far, out of all of them. The more credible theory is that the hacker is in Russia. That's entirely possible that Cyberleeks is Russian, because he uses Telegram a lot, and I know Telegram is very popular in Russia. And he could be in Russia because he's not worried about being extradited, because Russia does not extradite anybody to the West. So that is, if he's in Russia, Rockstar are completely screwed, is they can't do anything, to stop him if he's in Russia. But this idea that Rockstar has reached out to Vladimir Putin for trying to find the GTA 6 hacker. This is the most ridiculous and stupidest story that I have heard. I don't think Putin, even if this is true, I don't think Putin honestly gives a crap. I don't think he does. So this is honestly the stupidest, this is the stupidest one. So like Gameology, the best of gaming. So yeah, I mean seriously, like the thing is, you've got 9 million followers, guys. 9 million followers, and you're posting stupid crap like this? Like this? This is what you're posting? An extraordinary rumor circulating online claims Rockstar Games reached out to Vladimir Putin for assistance locating Cyberleek following the latest alleged GTA 6 leaks. That's an enormous claim, and there's currently no reason to treat it as an established fact without credible evidence or confirmation from Rockstar, Take-Two, or relevant authorities. GTA 6 has become such a massive online topic that rumors surrounding the recent leaks are spreading almost as quickly as the leaked material itself. Claims involving governments or international investigations deserve particularly strong scrutiny before being presented as genuine developments. Until credible reporting supports a story, this one belongs firmly in the rumor territory. Do you think the Cyberleek situation is getting completely out of control? Well, I think the situation is getting out of control, but I think that this story is misinformation. So this, and look, the Gameology is defending themselves, saying this is just a rumor, but it's obvious this is being posted just to stir up views. Like people see something like this, Rockstar reaching out to Putin for help. This is going to get views. People are going to spread this around. This is going to get views. It's going to get attention. You already had 187 people, share this story. 2,600 people liked it. It's stupid. This is it. So even if you have something as a rumor, like, I would never spread around a rumor like this, guys. I would never, like, make a video and saying, hey, guys, it's a rumor that Rockstar has, reached out to Putin and stuff like that. Like I said, the media is in the business, and including gaming media, it's the same thing. The media is in the business of basically stirring up views and clicks. On my channel, I do my best to fight this clickbait, and I fight this misinformation, and I try to, debunk all this stuff, because I just cannot stand when I see misinformation coming around. And there has been so much misinformation. So much. We have these two stories today. The story about the German guy, being arrested, and people saying it's Cyberleeks, and now we have the story of Putin, supposedly looking for Cyberleeks, which is just stupid. And we have, misinformation where, like, a couple days ago, there was people saying that Cyberleeks is on Twitter, and there's like a Twitter account that got 100,000 followers, and it turned out that was fake. That was not Cyberleeks. There's no proof it was Cyberleeks, but people spread it around on, the misinformation, the clickbaiters saying, oh, it's Cyberleeks, and then you had people saying that Cyberleeks posted a Discord message where he said, by 8 p.m. I'm going to post more leaks. Nothing happened at 8 p.m. It was like a couple days ago. It was misinformation. It was not Cyberleeks either. And then you had the worst clickbait was the one where people were saying that Cyberleeks is saying that he's going to leak a full build of the game and that he has a dead man switch, and that the second that he gets arrested, that the GTA 6 is going to go live everywhere and people can download it. That is the stupidest, the stupidest one, because there was no proof. There was no proof that he actually said that statement. It was actually some guy that edited it in HTML, the prompt, and made it seem like it came from Cyberleek's website when it actually wasn't him. And so people believed that. There were so many YouTubers, like even YouTubers with millions of subscribers, were literally posting videos saying Cyberleeks has a dead man switch when it was just not true. There is just so much misinformation, and I've just been doing my best to basically just stop this crap, because I cannot stand the clickbait. But now, enough of me ranting about the clickbait. Let me break down the two clips. I will talk about the Lucia Prologue clip, and I'll talk about the Jason driving clip. I'll start with the Jason driving clip, but also be warned, spoilers are coming up. Right now, spoilers are coming up, so just be warned. Be warned. But anyways, let's get to it. Okay, so here we go. We're going to be talking about the leaks, what I think about them, and first thing I wanted to do is I actually wanted to talk about the message that the Cyberleek has actually posted on the videos. So the Jason video, the one the driving around, he says, "How does Cyberleek drive? Bus on the beach plus cops. Let's get 50 million trading volume." So again, he is promoting the cryptocurrency that he has that in a watermark. Now, what happens in the clip is it's a night clip, and this one isn't really spoiler, so don't worry. It's just Jason driving around. Jason runs up to a car, and it seems to be some kind of like four-door, older car. It's like one of those San Andreas kind of like tuners cars that you have, like kind of the older style 1990s cars. And he what he does is he basically breaks the window like this again. He opens up the lock and he throws the driver out. And there's a button mashing. So there is, I'm assuming it was a circle button that he was mashing. It looked like it to me. And so there is basically a prompt to throw the driver out. And again, I like this new animation. I like it because cars should be harder to steal. They shouldn't be just so easy that you can just get into a car and just drive off whenever you feel like it. I think that cars should be harder to steal. So I definitely like this added realism that he actually break the window, because who really drives with their doors unlocked, when they're stopping at a red light or something like that. Anyways, when he throws the driver out, he starts driving the car, and this car is modified also, the car that he's driving, because the car has neon lights that are actually right on the bottom of it. So that shows you that NPCs will actually drive around in customized cars, so it's not like always the same type of car driving around. You will actually see customized cars. And you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me a lot of Saints Row 2, because in Saints Row 2, there was like certain models of NPC cars where they would drive around, and they would be customized cars. Stuff like that, like unique cars that NPCs will drive around in. And so I do like that attention to detail. It's not always the same exact, cars in different colors. Now there's like different variants of it with the tires, the windows, stuff like that, different upgrades on it. So like, you'll be driving around the neighborhood, somebody might have an upgraded car and stuff like that, and you steal it. So I do like that. Now, when the cops are chasing after Jason, they're trying to ram into Jason. Jason basically trying to ram the cop back, and what I've noticed is this is confirming that GTA 4's cop system is coming back, or at least similar to it. So this is very similar to GTA 4's cop system. So there's basically like an orb on the map, and the orb is like blinking, and that is the cops. And the second that you drive out of that orb, that is when you start losing the cops. And I actually like that system much more than like in GTA 5, where like the entire map is lit up by cops and you have to get out of the cop's sight, and when you get out of the cop's sight, that's when you start losing the cops. So I like it where the cops have like a specific orb on the map, like an area that they're patrolling, and you have to try to get out of that area. So I actually like that system much more. So I think that the police are basically a massive improvement. And that is just pretty much it. It was just Jason, driving around, getting chased by cops at night. The city looks beautiful at night. And then at the end, there's, this is a minor spoiler here. At the end, there's like a 5-second clip of just Jason and Lucia arguing. And the clip that I watched, you weren't really even able to tell what they were arguing about. It was like 5 seconds of like Jason and Lucia just arguing about something. Now then, we are going to move on to the really big spoiler, the Lucia prologue, and we're going to break this down. And now, I also wanted to talk about my thoughts on this. This is basically like the point where the hacker is going to start getting people to turn on him at this point, because like a lot of the people that are even supportive of the hacker are going to be pissed about this, about the hacker leaking spoilers. Now this was spoilery what the hacker leaked, but it wasn't like something super major. So yes, it was a bit annoying, but it wasn't like a death scene or a betrayal or something like that happened. This is right at the start of the game. So warning everybody, here it comes, the spoilers. It's a 4-minute clip, and it's mostly cutscene. There is a little bit of walking with Lucia, but a lot of it is mostly cutscene. So what happens is, in the clip, is Lucia is sitting at a diner. And when she's sitting at the diner, she's sitting specifically near the window to the diner. And she is on her phone, and on her phone she pulls out an app, and the app basically says, like, Ride Me, which is a parody. I can tell that it is a parody. It's a parody off of Lyft. I'm pretty sure it's a parody off of Lyft, because like it got like kind of like pink colors similar to Lyft, so I'm pretty sure that it is a I'm pretty sure that it's a parody off of Lyft. Now, anyways, when Lucia is opening up the app basically says that she's been canceled, that she's been, deactivated because of like several complaints. Now, what I can't tell is I cannot tell if she's being deactivated as a driver or if she is being deactivated as a passenger, because I know these apps will also ban you as a passenger if you've caused problems before. So she's had a bunch of complaints about her. She looks at the app and she gets pissed, and she's basically like, shit. Now, I couldn't read everything that was on the phone because the hacker's watermark is actually like right on that. So like when she pulls up the phone of the hacker's watermark, and the hacker's message says this. It says, this build is actually recent and the game is not ready at all. Sony and Rockstar are killing your right to own and resell your games, and Rockstar is killing their own employees too. The work required to reach gold is way too much for so little time left. Trading volume price is how Cyberleek measures your support. Cyberleek will not continue without support. You decide. About that is I think the hacker is talking a little bit out of his ass, because from what I've seen in the Lucia prologue gameplay, that did not look like unfinished gameplay to me. That looked very finished. Everything was smooth. The cutscenes, the walking around, the talking to characters, everything seemed smooth to me. So I don't think that the hacker is being entirely truthful. Unless the hacker knows something that he's not sharing with us, it doesn't seem to me like the game is unfinished. And knowing how careful Rockstar is, Rockstar delays their games so many times to make sure that it's absolutely precise, that there's nothing wrong with it. You see the amount of times they delayed the original Red Dead Redemption, for example, alone, and that was 2010, 16 years ago. So GTA 6 they delayed multiple times. They want this game to be as smooth as possible, as good as possible. They don't want any glitches, any issues like that. Say what you want about the online. I know GTA Online is buggy as hell, but GTA 5 single player really didn't have many glitches when it came out. The only really annoying glitch ever in GTA 5 single player was that glitch where all the random events would disappear. That was like a glitch that happened in GTA 5 single player, but I really can't think of any other thing that was a glitch in GTA 5 single player. So I really don't see any reason to believe the hacker when he says that the game is unfinished. So he's showing us like a clip of like really good stuff, like stuff that the game looks perfectly fine, and he's saying that the game is unfinished. He's making those accusations. So I don't believe that. I think he's just doing that basically just to get people pissed at Rockstar. That's what I think about that situation. Now, what ends up happening after that is when Lucia puts down her phone and she gets mad, what she does is she's getting very nervous. And you can tell she's like looking around. She's trying not to act nervous, but she's nervous. And what she's doing is she is looking across the street. And on the video, it says before that, in the diner scene, it says 9 months ago. You had, 2 customers that came into the diner, but I don't think they really knew Lucia. So this was like 9 months ago, before the game starts taking place. She's sitting in that diner. She is nervous. At that table, she's nervous. And she's getting pissed at her phone, but she's staring across the street. And the thing that she's staring across the street is she's staring at some kind of pawn and loan shop. So it looks to me like a loan building, like, those buildings where you go and you get cash loans. It could be a pawn shop also. Pawn shops do that as well, but she's just staring at it constantly. She just keeps going back and forth and just looking at it. And to me, it's kind of obvious that she's planning on robbing it, or she's a lookout for somebody that is robbing it, which could explain why she has a lesser prison sentence. That could be a reason why. Because if you're actually going in and, you're robbing the stuff, the place, is you're going to get a much heavier prison sentence than somebody that's, outside and be on the lookout. So I think that she is some kind of lookout. I think that she is specifically watching the place nervously because she knows that the place is about to get robbed. Now, what happens is she orders another water from the waiter. The waiter gives it to her, and then the waiter tells her that my boss has told you, to stop basically wasting time here. So she's sitting there. She's not ordering anything. She's just ordering water, and Lucia basically says that she understands. That's it. So she wasn't there to eat anything or anything like that. I'm pretty sure that she was there to be a lookout at that diner. She was looking across the street to see, what was happening at the loan place that I think was about to get robbed. Now what happens is the game then fast forwards, and the game fast forwards to Lucia being in prison, and Lucia is basically looking out the window at the sun. So the original trailer where you saw Lucia looking out the window, that is the prologue right there. That is that. So that was the cutscene. So when those clickbaiters were basically saying, a year ago that Lucia ends up in prison at the end of the game, that, the game ends with her being in prison, it's bullshit. It's nonsense. Because the start of it, right there, the prologue, is Lucia being in prison. So Lucia does not end up in prison at the end of the game. That does not happen. It is BS. This leak has basically confirmed that was a clickbait theory. It was just nonsense and misinformation. Now, when Lucia is looking out the window, another prisoner is asking her, why she's constantly staring there, looking out the window, nothing's going to change. And Lucia then starts walking around her cell. And in her cell, it's a women's prison, she sees a lot of other, inmates. So there's a lot of, people that are in her cell. There's basically 3 rows of beds, and they're basically 2, bunk beds each. And there's one woman called Yolanda, who is, she is at a table, and I think she's doing a crossword puzzle, and she asks Lucia a question about the planets. And Lucia, when she locks onto her, Lucia actually has 3 options. It's Venus, Mars, and I think the other one was Pluto. So she has dialogue option. She has the ability to basically choose what to say. And there's, scripted cutscenes. But I'm sure that throughout the story, and even through random events, even through, NPCs that you interact with throughout the story, there appears to be dialogue now. So, it's not something big. It's not it's not like Fallout or Elder Scrolls where, you see, the whole text on your screen. It's basically, a single, word. And that'll probably be, reply positively, negatively, something like that. But in this case, you had basically 3 planets. So it doesn't appear to be a very, extensive dialogue system, but it appears to be there. Now, what happens is, after that, after she tells her Venus, she seems to be happy with the answer. She seems to like it. Now, then the door to her cell opens up, and there's a corrections officer. That's what, CO stands for. So when you see CO under his name, it means corrections officer. Those are the people that basically keep order inside prisons. Now, Lucia gets pissed, and she says, about time. So she was basically waiting for this corrections officer to open the door, and then she's walking with the corrections officer. Now, the way that this corrections officer is talking to her, it suggests that she is friends with this corrections officer. So this guy is a guy that we haven't ever seen before. We've never seen him before in any of the trailers or anything like that. I don't think we've seen him. If anything, he might have been a background character, but we certainly haven't seen him talking and stuff like that. So she apparently appears to be friendly, because this guard is telling her a lot of stuff that a corrections officer would normally not tell an inmate. Now, what he tells her is, because Lucia is going to see a counselor in the prison. That's what she was waiting for. And it's going to that scene where, Lucia sits down and she talks to the counselor and she says, bad luck, I guess. Now, the corrections officer tells her that the last counselor got fired. And when Lucia's asking why, he says that the last counselor, was basically having sex with one of the female inmates. And that's why he had gotten fired. So that is That's what the corrections officer was telling Lucia. So a corrections officer would not normally be telling an inmate like this. They don't really need to know stuff like this. They're just there to basically escort them across the prison. That's pretty much it. So this suggests that this corrections officer is like a friend to Lucia, or like they have like a friendly relationship because of just how they're talking to each other. So it doesn't appear to be hostile, anything negative at all, and he appears to tell her everything that she asks him. Now then they walk into like some kind of like lobby room, like it's like a bigger prison room, and it's like a bunch of tables. There's a lot of prisoners in there. Again, it's an all-female prison, so it's all female prisoners that you see in there. And then the corrections officer goes to the table, to basically, I think, get the next door unlocked, and then Lucia walks around the room a little bit. Then the corrections officer, what he does is he opens up the next door and he tells her, just to tell the counselor everything and stuff like that. And Lucia doesn't seem to be too happy to also be meeting the counselor. And you see the door opening. He opens up the door to the counselor's office, and it appears to be the exact same door from the original trailer when she's sitting down with the counselor and she says bad luck, and that's that. So that is pretty much it for the Lucia prologue. It appears that she was in prison for a robbery that she was assisting in, because I don't see why they would be showing that diner scene and then saying like 9 months ago and then fast forwarding to the prison. I think that the diner scene was her being a lookout for a robbery. The robbery goes wrong, something happens, they get caught, she gets a lesser sentence because she was a lookout. She was not, physically violent. She was not actually present inside the place when it was getting robbed, and because of that, she probably gets a lower sentence, and she probably ends up getting released on parole. She probably has the ankle monitor because of that, so she's under conditioned, supervised, release. So that's ultimately what I think, with at least my looking into it. But it looks good. All the cutscenes look good. The dialogue looks good. Everything looked fine. That I did not see anything whatsoever wrong with that. Gameplay whatsoever. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Again, I'm sorry this video went on to like 30 minutes. I've seen a lot of comments of people saying that I'm stretching out these videos. I'm not. I'm telling you, I'm not. I'm actually trying to keep these videos as short as possible. I always try to keep the videos under 20 minutes, but because there's so many things that I'm trying to cover and so many things that I'm looking at, and I'm just trying to stop the misinformation. Also, is that it ends up going past that a lot of times. So again, I'm not trying to make these videos that long. I'm sorry about that if anyone's mad about that, but that's just the way it is. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down below, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.